Hola, my name is Fadi Chehadé. I am the president of ICANN. I am very happy to be addressing you today, and I'm sorry that I can't be with you in beautiful Buenos Aires. Unfortunately, my schedule did not allow me to join you, but I am delighted to speak with you, and I'm thankful for Norberto Berner for his invitation, and I thank him very much for including me in this important session on Internet governance at the Regulatel Summit. This last year has seen important developments in the area of Internet governance. I think most notably in your region, we have seen an important event called Net Mundial, which took place last April. At that event, we had some historic things happen. Most notably, the world community came to Sao Paulo at the invitation of the multi-stakeholder governance body that helps manage the internet in Brazil, and the invitation of Her Excellency President Rousseff to discuss and dialogue and frankly evolve internet governance. And now, thanks to Net Mundial, we have a set of internet governance principles that we all agreed on in Sao Paulo. These principles will become a very important foundation for how we evolve our efforts as well as our activities to improve the governance of the internet. And I think we all agree that we must do a better job governing the internet. While some technical organizations like the IETF and ICANN govern technical aspects of the internet, there are many matters important for the governance of the internet that remain unaddressed. Together, using the Net Mundial principles, we have the opportunity now to actually come together, business, governments, civil society, users, technical organizations, to cooperate together on creating solutions, real solutions to the many issues on the internet. And we must. The internet next year will produce $4.2 trillion of economic activity in the G20 countries. Of course, this impressive number, which is as large as energy, is still very much in the developing economies. Together, if we govern the internet well, we can make this economy reach everyone and benefit everyone, because the internet indeed is a force for human development and economic development. Now, after the Net Mundial meeting in Brazil, we had a very important panel led by His Excellency President Tuomas Ilves, the President of Estonia, and including many prominent players, as well as Minister Virgilio Almeida, the Minister of Science and Technology in Brazil, who was the chairman of Net Mundial. This panel met many times, at the end of which they produced an extremely important report, which provided, for the first time, a clear framework for how together we can govern the internet. The panel concluded, very importantly, that the principles developed in Net Mundial should serve as the foundation for any new framework. But they went further. They also defined a very clear framework for how we can manage the internet in an effective, legitimate, and distributed fashion and solve the many problems that face us today on the internet. How do we leverage the great work that the meeting in Sao Paulo produced and the valuable internet governance framework that followed from the panel of President Tuomas Ilves? Well, in August this year, in a month or so, many people who have been looking at the value of these two events have been coalescing so that we can concretize what came out from Sao Paulo and President Ilves' panel. And this is important. All of us will be invited to participate in this global effort This initiative, which I will support and I hope all of us will support, will actually move us from a phase of dialogue to a phase of action. A phase of action to create real solutions for the many internet issues that face us, but always based on the principles we developed in Sao Paulo and a framework that is legitimate, that is inclusive, and that is global. I also want to mention something important that came out in both the Sao Paulo statement as well as from the panel of Thomas Ilves. The importance of understanding that issues must first be solved locally, nationally. The importance of synchronizing the national requirements of internet governance with the regional and then global frameworks. We cannot ignore this tiered approach to internet governance. We will not solve all internet governance globally. In fact, we should first focus on solving things locally and nationally. But all these things must be obviously synchronized. Hence, I invite you to join us in this global momentum, this positive momentum that will bring us together, not apart, so that we can preserve an unfragmented internet, an internet that serves everyone. And finally, let me touch a little bit on ICANN. At ICANN, we just held one of our periodic meetings where our community comes together in London. And it was the largest meeting in the history of ICANN. More than 4,000 people registered and close to 3,200 showed up to this meeting in London from most of the countries in the world. Nearly 150 ministers from all over the world were there. And we engaged in a full week of 300 sessions of discussion on how together we can coordinate the technical space of names and numbers and protocol parameters to serve the global community. It was an incredible meeting with great success. And I hope many of you join us at these meetings so that we can together benefit from the work that we do at ICANN. Having said that, ICANN now has two important priorities, and I want to assure you that I am extremely focused on these. First, after the US government announced in March that it will now transition its stewardship of ICANN's activities, especially in relation to our IANA functions, to the global community, it is very important that we come together to manage the transition and to end the historic role the US government has played in our affairs. This is a bold and courageous moment that requires all of us to work together to ensure the transition occurs in a very successful way. And I'm committed to that, and I hope you join me to make that commitment successful. The second thing I'm focused on is to ensure that ICANN, after 15 years, and certainly as we look at an ICANN independent of a unique role for the US government, that ICANN itself is ready, that our structures are accountable, that our operations are excellent, and that our people understand that we are here to serve the world, not any one community. And this is my second and very important focus for the period ahead. Again, I hope that at your next summit, I can be with you and I can meet you, and you will forgive me for doing this via video. But I look forward to hear from you and to get feedback from your session. And I assure you that Rodrigo de la Parra, our Vice President for Latin America and the Caribbean, who is with you today, is my voice and is my place and is there to serve you. So please reach out to him and I will communicate with him after your meeting. I wish you a very excellent day. Thank you.